with yet another episode of the Silverwood Show Podcast. And this one is so perfect because I'm dreaming.
Warm.
Oh, it is so warm in here today. And I just wish I was at Boulder Beach just cooling off.
Yes.
On a wave pool with a nice slushy in my hand.
There you go.
It just sounds amazing. So our special guest this week is basically an expert. She knows everything there is to know about aquatics and Boulder Beach. Her name is Dani, and she'll be joining us here in just a little bit. But Jordan, let's start off with the Park Pulse and talk about the park.
Park Pulse.
All right, so we just had a huge weekend, obviously. Boulder Beach just opened. It was Heroes Weekend. The weather was phenomenal.
It was so good.
I mean,
oh my gosh.
holy, it could not have been any better. I actually got to come in with my friend from Arizona, experience the park on a day off. Oh my gosh, and she had a great time as well. And we did kind of more of the like old lady stuff, because that's where I'm at now. And it was great. We just took it easy and we did, the train and the magic show and just the Ferris wheel. Just it was
the nostalgic stuff.
And I spent basically my whole paycheck and gave it back to the park. So it was a wonderful day.
We appreciate your generous donation.
Anytime. I mean, Lynn in a retail, and I bought fudge too.
Oh, good.
So
you did everything.
Oh, I did everything except for the roller coasters. I took her on Spin Cycle.
It's not a roller coaster.
No. But it's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, and I hope that everybody out there had
it seemed like it was a great weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I was here not Saturday or Sunday, but I was here Monday, and that was a great day as well.
Yeah.
Memorial Day, it wasn't as warm, but it was still warm enough. It like got.
It was like that partly cloudy, perfect.
When the sun came out, it was perfect.
Yes.
So.
And then it cooled you off as soon as it went away.
Exactly.
So yeah, couldn't ask for a better one. So coming up this weekend. Just
a
weekend.
Well, it's Boulder Beach is open again.
Yeah.
So Boulder Beach is only open weekends until the 7th of June.
Okay.
So, and then we are open Friday, which will be the 30th, and then we're open the next Monday, and then the following Friday, and then we're opening, which would be the 6th.
I hope you got your calendar out because
just know that starting the 6th,
the park is always open. Always.
7 days a week, and starting the 7th, Boulder Beach is open 7 days a week.
Yes. So Friday, tomorrow.
Yes, Friday
tomorrow. Just the park.
Just the park.
And then Saturday and Sunday,
Boulder Beach
and the park. Okay, so that's all you need to know for now. We're just going to keep it a week at a time because
1 week at a time.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of this week, we can talk about this weekend. We have a big announcement because
it is about time, Jordan. I have been just aching to tell them this, and so many questions on social media, and I just have not had an answer to tell people.
Now we do.
So what is that, Jordan? I'm going to let you make the big announcement, the seismic
announcement is Tremors will be open this Saturday.
Woo!
Yeah.
It's about time. And Jordan, how many times have you ridden it now?
I've ridden it twice so far as of recording this.
As he's recording this, because by the time we're done, he's probably going to have ridden
Let's
it
go
5
ride it
more
again.
times. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So, and tell us a little bit about it.
I'll give you a little sneak peek.
Okay.
It does not feel like a wood coaster anymore.
No?
No, it is.
So that's bad or good?
I mean, for some people it's not. It's bad, but
Yeah.
for most people it's great.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of especially when you're coming around the back corner, a little bit of that wood vibe. But man, it is so smooth. It is, in my opinion, smoother than Stunt Pilot smooth.
So I got to test this because I love Stunt Pilot because it's so smooth. I'm really curious.
It is. It is amazing.
Yeah.
Like you actually like feel the speed of the coaster. You feel all that rather than being just like jostled around.
What's it like when you go underground? Is it just like?
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Well, and so right now we have like a mix between polyurethane wheels and steel wheels.
Yeah.
And so it still has a loud noise. When it comes through those tunnels, it really sounds like an earthquake coming.
Oh.
It sounds awesome.
Going
really
after
excited.
its name,
Yes.
and but it sounds different than it did before. A lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, yes, it's a lot quieter than it did last year.
Quieter in a smoother sense,
Yes.
I guess. It doesn't sound like a really old airplane that's about to crash into the ground. Now it sounds like a modern day jet pilot. Like
it sounds powerful.
It does. That's the word. That's the perfect word for it.
And the trains are. I'm excited to experience it because.
Can I post your picture on social media?
No.
Why?
No.
You guys, I've got Jordan as the backdrop on my desktop right now. Him and our graphic designer Alan, because they wrote it. And the facial expressions with like the GoPro that they were using is by far one of the most hilarious things. And it just the great way.
It was exaggerated a little bit.
Turn on my computer in the morning and that's what I get to see first thing. And so it still might get posted because Jordan doesn't need to have any.
It was so smooth that don't do this at home. We don't do this, but I just handheld the GoPro and it was butter smooth. Like I didn't have any issues keeping it still.
Yeah. That's great. So
we don't allow that normally, but
so I could do my makeup on it.
Maybe you could draw a picture on it.
Could I fold laundry?
You might be able to fold laundry. Maybe you could solve a Rubik's cube on it.
Wow. It's smooth. It's smooth. Maybe we should test this out.
We should maybe test this stuff out. Coming to a social media post near you.
So maybe you should follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Okay. That's enough hints. So let's just move on. Let's move on to the mail train and answer some questions. What do you say?
Mail train.
All right. So our first question. By the way, if you want to know how to do this, there's two different ways. You can email us at podcast@silverwoodthemepark.com. You could head to our website at silverwoodthemepark.com/podcast. Easy peasy, right? Easy. And sign up to be a loyal listener. Leave us a question, and we might just be reading it online, on air.
We're
kind of online right now because we're on YouTube now.
Yeah, we are on YouTube, so people can go and watch us.
Reading it online. Yeah, go watch us on YouTube. That was a plug. I meant to do that.
Good job. You're a professional.
Yeah, let me tell you. All right, want to talk about Wyatt Marcelli's question. And I liked this. Are there any secret rooms or employee-only areas with a cool history or something cool?
Something cool. Cool history. Cool. So there is an underground tunnel that goes from Lindy's pretty much all the way down Main Street.
Really?
Yes, really.
Oh, is that where like the heating and cooling is?
That's where all that is.
Okay.
I have never been in it, but I've seen videos. Actually, we did one of our old Scarywood videos for the Zombiewood Express back in the day was filmed in it. And so if you've seen that, that's inside that tunnel. But yeah, it's a secret underground tunnel that goes.
Is it haunted?
I don't know.
There might be zombies down there.
There's not zombies down there.
There was once.
There was, and now they're all gone.
How do you know?
Yes.
Is that where the ghosts resonate?
Maybe.
Like, is that where they come from? Because we do have a podcast ghost that we might just have to give a actual name on the marquee. I don't know. Okay, so that's a great question. And then, of course, Wingover's got some history. Yeah, that's an employee area.
We have the Wingover, which is our employee cafe, and it was an original building when it was Henley, and that was like the cafe where people pilots would fly in and grab lunch or whatever they do, and then
cool
so that got moved to our backstage area. I
think the studio's a secret room.
This studio is a very secret room.
I mean, honestly,
nobody realizes this exists where it is. So.
Yeah, so we're just hanging out up here above Country Barbecue. So next time you come get your turkey leg and watch the engineers sing, just think about all the podcast magic that's happening right above you.
Well, and I'm thinking through like the secret rooms. I'm like, our offices are everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's offices above the Victorian, above Lindy's. There's offices really all over the park. So we're not super consolidated into one area.
There's a little something in the candy store.
Yeah, the candy store has offices, and so it's crazy. Yeah, so
but you'd never know.
You never know.
There, so we're always watching.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Thank you again, Wyatt, for that question. Travis Nelson, he says, my family loves everything Silverwood has to offer, especially the delicious snack foods. We always get the generous 1-scoop ice cream cones, funnel cakes, elephant ears, and a huge bag of kettle corn. But I was wondering, what other delicious snack foods are there that we may not have tried yet?
He covered a lot of them.
He did, but I'm thinking.
Okay, you go. I have some too.
The new cotton candy.
Okay,
so that's fancy. It's got edible glitter. It's got candies in the cotton candy, and the flavors.
All the food groups you could ever ask for.
Exactly. And the flavors are naturally derived. So
great.
Yeah, healthy cotton candy.
Why'd you air quote that? It is naturally derived. Not air quoted.
It just doesn't seem right to be saying that with cotton candy. It's like an oxymoron of all oxymorons, but you know. And then, of course, we've got sweet and salty now.
That was going to be one of mine.
Yeah,
yes.
highly recommended to go to Sweet and Salty at Boulder Beach and dip some French fries in some soft serve.
Yep.
Or some churro fries.
And I had the new Huckleberry soft serve ice cream last week.
Oh, did you? How was it?
It's amazing because
so
it's not
churro fries in Huckleberry soft serve.
Well, you'd have to go to Dessert Island to get the Huckleberry.
But you could.
You could if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
But the Huckleberry, like there's like syrupy flavored Huckleberry.
Yeah.
This is like real flavored Huckleberry.
It is Idaho Huckleberry.
I know, and it's like just enough flavor to like, wow, that is really fresh, and so that's really good.
Is it really
yes,
good?
it's really good.
I'm gonna have to try that.
And then there's some what am I? Fudge. Fudge is a good one.
I got my mom the creme brulee. She was obsessed, and I got my dad the raspberry chocolate.
Yeah,
he ate the whole entire thing.
It's good
in one sitting. So shout out to you, Dad, for the tummy ache
Way
that
to
you probably
go.
got after that. But yeah,
go ride
so
Pilot.
yeah, right. So yeah. So what
and
else?
then Rapids Grill has some unique desserts items that are really good. Like there's like it's like a mousse.
Yeah,
it's really good. So. And there's also the pastries up front.
Yeah.
I don't think that was mentioned.
Muffin tops,
cinnamon
rolls.
rolls. I think they have chocolate croissants, almond croissants.
Did he mention the cookies as big as your face?
No, he didn't.
I had one of those at lunch today. So
they're very good. And the brownies.
Oh, the brownies, though. Caramel
My
apples.
gosh.
Okay, so I've gained 10 pounds having this conversation. We're going to cut this off because I can't afford any more, Travis. But thank you for your question, and let us know what you think when you try everything. And finally, Lori Mace wants to know, and so do I, because I don't think I actually, is this funnel cake happy hour?
Well, gosh, I'd have to figure out if they actually do this still.
Yeah. I remember hearing about it.
And this is, I think it's actually really only during the prime season,
Okay.
but $5 funnel cakes before 5 o'clock.
$5 funnel cakes before 5 o'clock. Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but that's what it used to be. I think it's still a thing, but
we'd have to talk to Rochelle about that.
We have to talk to Rochelle about that.
So we're going to give you an update. Or we're just going to cut this completely out of the podcast.
Yeah, we'll see.
If it's still here, we're going to give you an update.
Yeah.
If not, you never knew.
Right.
Okay, perfect. So thank you, Lori, for that question. And again, if you want to be a part of the podcast, send us your questions at silverwoodthemepark.com/podcast. And what do you say? We pick a loyal listener. We're going to have to do some random numberizers here, but we've got almost 1,600 loyal listeners right now.
Jeez.
So, let's pick a number.
We have a winner.
All right, let's call number 635. And this is Angelia.
Hello.
Is this Angelia?
Yes, it is.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, Angelia, this is Sarah and Jordan from the Silverwood Show Podcast here at Silverwood Theme Park. How are you?
Oh, hey, good. How are you?
We are so
We're
good.
doing well.
Hey, you are our loyal listener this week, and we wanted to give you a call, give you some tickets to the park, and play a little game with you if you're up for it.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome.
How exciting.
So no matter what, you get your pair of tickets to the park, but we're going to play
Okay.
true or false with you. So you got a 50% chance of getting every single thing right. Every time you do, you get $5. We're going to do 5 of
okay.
those. And then, so you have a chance of 25. Then we have a sounder we're going to play, and you have to listen to it and guess what ride it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's worth an extra $50. So if you get that right,
Oh my
all of it
gosh.
together, you can get $75 plus 2 tickets to the park.
Sound good?
Okay.
Okay. First off, I want to kind of get to know you first. Where are you from? And have you been to the park before?
I have been to the park once before.
Nice.
I'm out of Nampa, Idaho.
Okay.
Oh, okay, nice. We love our Southern Idaho
Yeah, fellow
friends.
Idahoan.
Yes.
Yeah, we're planning to visit on Father's Day weekend.
Oh, it's coming up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, now you
we
got
already
a pair
have
of
our-
tickets for it if you need to bring more.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, so are you ready for your first true or false?
Okay, I think so. Yes.
Okay. Corkscrew is the first modern steel coaster in the USA to take riders upside down. True or false?
I think that's true.
True.
Nice
$5.
work. $5
Yeah.
in the bank. All right, moving on to number 2. During the days of the air show, the Red Baron pilot would swoop down and fire upon Snoopy.
I think that, I don't know. I think that might be false.
Nice.
True. Yeah, that's not true. It's false. You're correct.
Yeah. But you're true. Yeah.
It was close to true because we called him Sloopy with an L. So just
good job.
You know.
Oh, wow. It was a little trick question for you there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, trademarks.
You got to be careful. Number 3, Silverwood once had a roller skating rink.
I think that might be true.
No, that was ice skating. Ice skating we used to have.
Yes, but that's okay. We're moving on to the next one.
You still got $10.
You still got $10.
Yeah.
Silverwood once had a lion that got loose and was actually lying in the middle of the freeway when he was found. Alive. Of course.
Yeah, wow, good.
Whoa.
Yeah, because that just sounded bad when I read it. I'm like...
That's got to be false.
Oh, that's true.
That's actually true.
That's true.
And he was alive. He was
gosh.
just fine. He was just having the best day, warming himself on the hot
shut
pavement.
down Highway 95 back.
Yep.
That was a long time ago. That was
my gosh.
back in the 90s.
Back in the 90s, when lions at the park was normal. Okay, on to the next one. When Spin Cycle was added in 2013, it was the tallest attraction of its kind in the world.
Spin Cycle. Wow, I've just been getting them wrong. I'll mix it up and say, I don't know, I'll say true.
Good job.
Ding, ding,
that is correct.
Nice work.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so you got $15 in the bank, and now you've got your sounders. So listen closely. Guess the ride if you guess it correctly.
Another $50. And so this is a new one. We've been playing another one, but the last one got guessed. We have a brand new one. We have no wrong answers yet. Typically, we would give you all the wrong answers, but this is brand new. Here it comes. Okay.
Oh, man.
Can you guess that ride?
Oh, man. I have no idea. Just because I only know a few names of them.
Okay.
I would probably say, I don't know, the corkscrew.
You got it. You got it. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Ding, ding,
Fantastic.
ding.
All right. Well, you just got yourself $50, $65. I can do math.
Good job.
I know. Thank you. Math is hard.
Wow.
And we will
that's
put that
crazy.
in with your tickets. And I'm going to put those tickets in will call, but I will give you a call after the show just to give you the details on all of that. But
congratulations.
we can't wait to have you here on
Thank
Father's
you.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. This was awesome.
Yeah, treat dad to a funnel cake.
Yes.
Heck
Or
yeah.
10. Whatever.
Whatever.
Thank you so much. And thanks for being one of our loyal listeners.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right.
Maybe that was too easy.
Yeah. I don't know. Or maybe she was it was meant to be.
Maybe it was meant to be.
I mean, we felt like it. Like we knew she was going to be the one that answered the phone.
Yeah.
So
or maybe
there
they're
she
catching on
was.
that if there's a question about a ride, it might be the ride that we're
That was
talking about.
mentioned because I kind of did that on the
Yeah,
last one
right.
too. Kind of that subliminal messaging. It always
Exactly.
works. So maybe I shouldn't do that next
Well,
time. Or
we'll
maybe I
see.
will.
Maybe we'll check it
if
out.
you're listening,
You don't
just
know.
might get lucky. So if you want to be the next person we call, make sure to sign up. Head to silverwoodthemepark.com/podcast, and we could be calling you next. Let's head into the big drop and talk to our special guest.
The Big Drop.
And we are back with our very special guest of this episode. Everyone is so excited about the water park being open. So we thought we'd bring in someone who knows the water park inside and out.
Expert, some might say.
An expert,
Yes.
very much so.
Some would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say. Dani Linehan.
Yes.
Because it's not Linehan.
No,
it's
it's Linehan.
Linehan.
Yes,
And, and she's here. She's our aquatics manager. And so she literally knows all the ins and outs and all the things. And so first off, let's kind of talk about how long you've been here and what brought you to Silverwood.
Man, I've been here since 2013.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
has been a
I know
while.
I look so young.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Anytime somebody's surprised, I'm like, thank you. Thank you for thinking that I actually am. But yeah, I've been here since 2013 and I've just done aquatics this whole time. I know some people in management have like switched to other departments like in their career at Silverwood, but I've kind of just stuck with aquatics. I've helped other departments, but it's mainly just been aquatics.
And is that like, because you love it? Like that's your, okay.
100%. Yeah. It's something that meshes well with my personality. Yeah. And I think, it's basically something that's worked really well for me. And
if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah. Basically, I like being outside and I like interacting with the guests. And I really enjoy the personalities that are attracted to aquatics, you know, very outgoing people, very competitive. And that's kind of right up my alley. Nice. So that's why I've kind of stayed in aquatics. So
you started in aquatics just as like a lifeguard, like frontline lifeguard.
Yeah. Just a little baby.
How was that process? Like why, like when you first decided to become a lifeguard and then now to being a manager, like tell me how much you've grown from that first day on the job to now.
Oh my gosh. I am a completely different person compared to how I was my first day. Like I still remember being scared to use my whistle. Like I was very shy, like very quiet. I don't think anybody really knew who I was because of how quiet I was. I kind of just like blended into the background. Yeah. My older sister was also a lifeguard with me. But people didn't even know I was there because like, they're like, oh, this is my sister. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'm here. But I remember the first time I used my whistle on a guest, I was just like, wow, that's
empowering.
That was kind of cool. But yeah, I think I became very outgoing and more confident in myself going into it and continuing to do it because lifeguarding really pushes you outside of your comfort zone. And there's so many different scenarios that you can run into that it takes a lot of like adaptability in order to deal with. And with like every responsibility I've had, it's kind of changed who I am and how I handle things.
Yeah.
So.
You seem to be handling it wonderfully. Let's talk about a little bit how things are going so far this season. How was opening weekend?
Opening weekend is its own like animal.
Yeah,
I would say like there always happens to be like one thing that happens that I've never experienced before, and it just happens to be on opening day, like every single time. Yeah, and even though I've been here, like this is my 13th year, I believe, and like even still now, like I'm still dealing with things I've never dealt with before. Like we had a little girl on Polywog who like was too nervous to go down, and her guardian sent her down the slide before the lifeguard could say no. It was just a polywog slide, very she had a life jacket, like she was tall enough and stuff, but before the lifeguard could stop him, he kind of just sent her down and she just stopped.
Oh no, in the slide?
Yeah, she was just in the slide hanging out and heard it over the radio, so I like started to meander over because like it wasn't my call. Like somebody, one of our supervisors was just like, oh, I can handle that. So I'm just like calmly walking over and stuff, and I see he's still trying to talk to the little girl, like trying to get her to come down. And he's like looking at me. He's like, what do we do? I'm like, well, we've never dealt with this before. Because most of the time you can get him to like scoot down, but she just like did not want to move.
Does she just like have all fours out, like full on Spider-Man mode? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, I guess we're going to have to shut it down. And mind you, the supervisor who responded to this, he's like 6'5" or 6'6". Yeah. Like he's the tallest guy in our department. Yeah. And this little girl, she was so small, but I can only imagine like seeing this giant guy being like, I'm gonna come get you.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure you have lots of stories.
Yeah, it was pretty comical seeing him like help her scoot down and stuff because he was just so big.
That's awesome. How did he even fit?
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. Oh, but it's things like that every single day. But for the most part, was the weekend a good weekend? Did it? I mean, think so. It was packed over there, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was. I would say on the aquatic side, at least, it was probably the smoothest dry run we've had so far. Like,
that's great.
I was really proud of the lifeguards. They only made some like minor mistakes, like getting lost. You know, like that happens every single year. But
I still get lost.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but it was great. I think like we were able to handle everything, and we felt prepared at least this year. Like there was a lot of preparation that went into it, and I think the whole team was ready, and so it went pretty smooth, honestly. And the new guards, they did so well. Like there's only so much you can prepare them for before you just like send them out and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty good.
What do you do to prepare your lifeguards for opening day? Like from beginning to you are on stand. Like what does that process look like? Because I'm sure a lot of people listening to this, all they know is the head bobbing and they know all that kind of stuff, but they don't know what actually goes into it.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into preparing the lifeguards. We are just getting them their certification. It's a 4-day class. And so that's where they initially learn how to be a lifeguard, how to scan, and how to basically handle any kind of like lifeguard situations. And then we go into Aquatics 101 and attraction training, and that kind of, we take them through the park. It's empty, obviously. And we also like show them a little slideshow that has all the information that they need to know going into it, like how to handle if a parent wants their kid to go down, but the kid doesn't want to go down, you know?
That's a good one to start with.
Yeah, so there's like so many different situations that can happen, but like we usually tell them the most common situations. And if anything comes up, we tell them like, make sure you ask questions, make sure you ask for help. Like we're there to help them. And it's kind of hard to like really prepare them because there's only so much you can tell them about before something happens. Like that's never happened before. Yeah. And when it comes to dealing with situations, you could go like years without handling anything kind of stressful, or you can happen to deal with something on your first day, which happened to my supervisor. Like I didn't deal with anything crazy until I was probably like a supervisor or something like that. Yeah. And so it's also based off of like chance really on that. And so some people might go into it feeling prepared, but then they don't realize like what they're signing up for. Like we're very cut and dry, and we don't sugarcoat what people are trying to sign up for when they apply. Like we're very like, just so you know, this is a really tough job. Like just from the day one before we even hire them, of just like letting them know like this can be pretty stressful on you. And we want you guys to understand like we're here to support you and teach you, but just so you know, it's a tough job. And it is fun, but it's still tough, you know? Yeah. So like a lot goes into preparing them and trying to make sure that they're ready to go, but there's only so much you can do, and there's only so much you can teach before experience is what they need to do that.
Exactly.
So I was over by Eagle Hunt on Monday. I don't think, were you here Monday?
I was not.
You're not here Monday. Okay. I didn't think so because I didn't see you. But they were all in a circle, and all I heard was whistles blowing, like crazy whistles blowing.
Oh yeah.
And so I walk over there, and they're in a circle, and each one is blowing their whistle, and they're doing kind of what you were talking about at the beginning, like that tentative blow of your whistle, and then they would stop on someone who couldn't like blow it with full force. But that's a real thing. Like you can tell those people that need a little more encouragement to like go for it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how hard it is to use a whistle.
Jordan, you could teach him with your ghillie duck call that you're so good at. Maybe you should jump in there.
It's a little different, but
yeah.
I've never done the duck call. So.
Maybe that's what we need to do, is just give them all duck calls.
Just go scare people. And then
or just give them all duck calls, because they really got to put the oomph behind the duck call.
Like,
and then
why
give them the whistle.
Why are there so many ducks in the water?
Yeah. I don't know if Gary would approve of that, but you know, that's my idea. So how many did you hire this year? How many lifeguards do we have on duty?
We haven't stopped hiring yet. Good. So the goal is to usually have about 200, but generally we get to about 180-ish. I think we're around the 150 to 140 range right now, but like today I have like 5 interviews I'm doing. So it's constantly happening. One of my bosses says the train never stops. So
really,
especially with aquatics, like we're constantly hiring because there's so much training that needs to happen, and so it's a bit of a bottleneck trying to get everybody through. So it takes longer for us to get people ready to go for the water park. So we're just always hiring.
Do we have a lot of returners?
We do.
Yeah.
We have
like you.
We have a whole department training that happened, and I was just like, everybody raise your hand if you're a returner. I would say like 80% of the people I was just like, oh, okay.
That says a lot. That's great.
That's a good thing.
That's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were going to say
I
something.
know I was going to say something,
you.
but I kind of am forgetting what I was going to say.
Oh, that's what happens when I interrupt.
So we're going to move on.
Okay, tell me, what is your favorite ride over there in all of Boulder Beach?
I'm gonna have to say Riptide.
Yeah?
I know a lot of people say Ricochet.
Yeah.
But Riptide is probably my favorite because you're going head on, like on a mat.
Yeah.
And you can go pretty fast if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, what do you do? What's the secret?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I could say. This would have to be off the record.
Yeah.
Off the record.
But like if you're laying on the mat flat, what you want to do is you want to get your weight on your elbows and your knees.
Okay.
And when you're coming around the corner, it's really hard because of like the centrifugal force like pushing you down. But like if you stay on your knees and your elbows, you go a lot faster.
Yeah.
And
minimize points of contact to the slide.
And if you
Interesting.
And if you get a running start, but that's not allowed.
Okay, it's not allowed. No running.
That's not allowed. What's your fastest time?
Ooh.
I want to say
Legal time. What's your fastest legal time?
I don't think. She's like, "Is my job at risk right now?"
I would say probably like 7.1 seconds. It's something that was a couple years ago though, so it's been a
better.
while.
Jordan, what's yours?
I don't know.
I think I've been in the 8s, but I don't know if I've ever hit 7.
Should we have a competition?
Well, we always have competitions.
I
Why
mean,
not?
I feel like we need to have a Dani versus
If
Jordan.
we can all get running starts, sure.
Only if the park's not open.
There you go. Park's not open.
Okay, off
Why
day, we're
not?
doing it. Mm-hmm.
That's
it's happening.
So, I mean, we haven't really talked a lot about Emerald Forest, but like Emerald Forest last year, opening year, like what went well with that? Like, what did you see from guests as far as like interacting with that space?
That's a good question. With Emerald Forest, it was kind of tough because we had never really experienced an expansion before, like including me. Like I've handled new attractions, but having a whole new area was a lot, to say the least, because it was ready to open like pretty close to when we were gonna open, you know. So we were kind of learning along the way, and I think what went well was the team being able to adapt to that and being able to handle situations together. You know, nobody was trying to take on too much of the load of like answering questions and stuff like that, and being able to kind of adapt to anything that changed. Because with Eagle Hunt, we're dealing with a water coaster. We've never dealt with a water coaster on the water park side before, and so efficiency was a huge part of that. And so there was a lot that went into trying to figure out how we could do this in the most efficient way possible and safest possible way as well. And so I think it went well in trying to figure out what worked best for us and trying to figure out how to handle answering questions when we ourselves didn't always know the answer because it was new to us. And so we really had to adapt to that. And I think the team did a really good job with that. So
what did you learn? Like, what are you learning, bringing into this year to make it better? Because that's the goal every year, is to make things better. What can a guest expect? And maybe they might not even see what's actually happening behind the scenes of making this better. But what do you feel like you are bringing to this year that you learned from last year?
We definitely sat down as a leadership team to figure out, okay, what is the most efficient way that we can do this? Because we were literally testing throughout the whole summer of what the best way possible to dispatch at the water coaster would be. And so this year we were able to come together as a team and really discuss it and figure out, okay, we need to come up with a plan of what we're going to do this year and stick with it. And so that was something that we could go into this year doing. And so it was nice being able to come into this year like prepared of like having a plan of like, this is how we're going to do it, and we're going to stick with it, and hopefully it works well. So
yeah, that's great.
Always got to get that first year out of the way, and then it's just slowly smooth sailing from there. So
What's your favorite food in the water park?
Ooh.
Do you get to eat much in the water park?
I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You're like, whatever's in the beach club.
Yeah.
Basically, okay, so I'm kind of biased. I love pizza.
Okay. You don't have
So,
to be
like,
biased for that.
Yeah.
So like those little personal pizzas that you can get. It's now on Rapids Grill.
Yep.
But when they were in Sapphire Kitchen, might have been eating those every single day.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. Every now and then I would have the rice bowl, but like the pepperoni pizza, so good.
Okay.
Well, I had the sweet and sour pork on Monday, and with the extra little packet of sweet and sour sauce drizzled all over the fried rice. Whew, it was good.
Yeah, was it good?
was really good. Yeah,
Oh, that sounds good.
Dude, I tried the pot stickers.
Yeah.
I was surprised. They were pretty good.
Oh, and just so we're on the food, for our the training, I had the chicken and waffles, which I'd never had chicken and waffles before.
I forgot that we have chicken and waffles now.
And it was amazing.
Oh.
So
it's like waffles and fried chicken.
Yeah, it's like a fried chicken with like a waffle patty. I mean, not waffle bun.
Ooh, a waffle bun.
Yeah, waffle bun. And
Do you
then
get
they
maple
have
syrup?
No, I don't know if you'd want maple syrup,
know,
to
that'd
be
be
honest.
weird, huh?
They're very sweet waffles, but they also have they say it's like the Raisin Cane sauce, like a style sauce, which I never had Raisin Cane, but I heard great
Raisin
things
Cane
about
sauce
it.
is.
And you put it on there, and it is really good. So next time you're walking by Rapids Grill, grab a chicken and waffle.
There's a lot more options in Rapids this year,
Lot more
right?
options,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So that's going to be, and still super fast, super smooth service, and the fan when you walk in is my favorite part. I'm envisioning that as I'm dying right now. So I'm like, that fan would feel so good.
One question we always get asked about the water park is, why is North Wave Pool always closed?
Yeah, we do every single day. Like even on a rainy day, like someone's like, "Why is this pool closed?"
Yeah,
I'm like, "There's no guests around."
Right, right.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, North Wave is usually closed because we have a certain amount of guests that we need to hit before we actually open it. So we usually hit that around like mid-July-ish, kind of 4th of July starting and then onwards. So it's really dependent on how many guests we think we're going to have in the park if we open North Wave. So
I didn't even know
it's
that.
not because
So I
it's
just learned
broken.
something.
It works
Yeah,
just fine.
yeah.
Right. I mean, how many guards does it take to run the North Wave?
It takes 4 minimum.
4 minimum.
Yes.
So those 4 minimum could be used for breakers in other
Yeah.
areas within the park, and that's a reason why. So
Efficiency. Again,
Yeah,
efficiency.
efficiency.
Yeah, nothing's broken. We're just efficient.
Yeah.
What is your favorite attraction to guard?
Oh, definitely South Wave.
South Wave, because of the action.
Yes, 100%.
Like
Yeah.
what kind of
Like
action?
I said, there's a reason why I like being a lifeguard.
Yeah,
So you're like jumping in and doing
Yeah.
the saves.
I-
Okay.
Anybody who enjoys wave pool would probably say the same thing. But like being able to rescue people is a huge part of lifeguarding. It's not like the main part of lifeguarding, but rescues are definitely kind of like top-notch experiences that you can have as a lifeguard, and that's something that I always like to chase. You know,
Yeah.
I don't get to do it as much anymore.
Right. How often do you get to do it?
Like an actual rescue?
Like be on stand?
It just depends on where I'm needed. Like if somebody needs a bathroom break, you know, I'm more than happy to give them a bathroom break. So it's just based off of need, but usually I'm somebody that we keep on radio just in case something does happen, because I would need to be there for that. But if we have enough people, and I happen to be there, I'm gonna go do that bathroom break.
Yeah.
This is another question that we get asked a lot, is like, what is up with the bobbing heads? What is that all about?
Okay. Yeah. I totally understand. It does look funky. But Silverwood is an E&A facility, or Ellison Associates. And so Ellison Associates teaches scanning. And what scanning is basically you're watching your water in a very methodical, consistent way within about 10 seconds. You need to be able to see your whole zone within 10 seconds and get to the farthest end of it in 20 seconds. And we call that maintaining our 1020. And that is what scanning is. You don't have to bob your head. Traditionally, that's how it's been. But you can do whatever pattern you want. So you actually might see if you pay really close attention, you might see some guards who are actually doing this, or who are doing horizontal.
Yeah, she was doing circles, and that would make me dizzy.
Yeah.
It just depends on the person, because they don't want you to focus on one person in the zone, because you could be focusing on somebody who might be causing trouble, but there might be somebody drowning on the other side of your zone. Okay. So it's a way to practice and teach lifeguards to look at your whole zone and pay attention to everything that's happening in your zone without focusing on something and missing something else.
Interesting.
Yeah, now you know.
I'm learning all these things.
Right.
Yeah, this is great.
This is why I asked the question so Sarah knows.
Yeah, exactly. This is how he trains me. So, okay, so now next time I see the head bombing, I'm going to 100% know what's going on. Yeah. But I still want to know what kind of action happens in South Wave.
Oh.
I mean, rescues,
Yeah, like craziness?
Yeah.
Do people just get wild out there?
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I would say people underestimate how intense the wave pool can be. And South Wave is a foot deeper than North Wave.
How deep is it?
It goes to 7 feet, but I believe the buoy line stops at 6.
Okay.
So you can't go past the buoy line.
Yeah.
Unless we're closed.
Yeah. If we're doing practicing and stuff, we'll do it. But we're trained professionals.
Right.
So.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say like the main thing is that people underestimate how intense the wave pool can be because we have rescues happening every single day, surprisingly. So I want to say opening day we had 3 rescues. I couldn't tell you how many we had the second day.
When I was a little girl, I almost drowned in a wave pool. Yes, and it's like I'm not a swimmer probably for that reason because it was terrifying. But thank goodness to the lifeguards that were there. It was like at the Edmonton Mall or something.
Oh wow!
Up in Canada. Yeah.
Okay.
And wow, it's true. You don't realize what that can. Yeah.
But that's got like where the scanning comes into play.
That's why that makes big sense to me because if and I was just a little thing, probably surrounded by a bunch of adults, and just kind of went unnoticed. So
yeah, that's typically how it happens. I would say people underestimate the dangers behind using water recreationally. Like there's a lot of people who come into it. I talk with my hands a lot.
It's okay.
There's a lot of people that go into it uneducated and they don't realize how easy it is for a drowning to happen. And so it's really our job to kind of fill in that gap and make sure that even though people are uneducated and don't know or don't understand the dangers behind water safety, we're at least there to kind of like help prevent that from happening. And so typically when rescues happen in South or in any of the wave pools or anywhere in the park, it's usually happening before anything serious happens. So it's there's like a couple different stages of the drowning process, but we're usually there at the top.
And so this leads into that. So if you're walking around the park and you see lifeguards with beads, what do those beads represent, and like how does someone earn those beads?
So we change the colors every single year.
Is around their whistle? Is that on their whistle? Is that where they typically have them?
Yes. So on their, I should have brought my lanyard.
You should have brought your lanyard.
I should have brought one of my old lanyards or something. Yeah. But the colors that don't usually change are going to be the red beads. So that's the rescue beads. Okay. That's usually the ones that like a lot of people have. Typically, if we have somebody who loves wave pool, they have a lot of beads. They have a lot of red beads. And then
Dani has a lot of red beads.
We actually didn't have the beads when I was a girl.
Oh, really? Sad.
Oh.
Yeah. I do sometimes get red beads because we do have things happen, and I respond to them and stuff. But feels kind of weird giving myself a bead.
And I get a bead.
Yeah. I'm kind of just like, I don't even announce it. I'll just like grab a bead and be like, I got a bead today. But we also have white beads. Those are for our core values or just like if they did something well. And then we have guard excellence beads. Those are the black ones. And then we have team beads. Those are a range of colors. And then silver beads are for guest compliments. No, that's a team beed this year. I think a guest compliment is a purple bead this year.
So many
Keep
colors.
it track. Yeah, that's a lot.
My team's gonna be like.
Okay, Dani's team, comment on this so that we know which beads go where.
Seriously. Let's see. We also have beads for when the auditor comes and they audit our guards. If they pass the audit or get an exceeds, they get a bead. And then I believe there's also other department compliments. So if somebody from a different department does or has a compliment about a lifeguard, then we give them a bead. That's like the hardest one to get, actually. So,
okay.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
give compliments.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna go over
compliment
there.
everybody.
It has to be a legit one.
Okay.
It's my favorite
It goes
thing
through
to do.
it's
my
a
favorite
screening
thing.
process.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It got vetted.
Yeah. Because that bead's so hard to get. Like
Yeah.
you get the most team points if you get it. So
That's
like
cool.
it's
Team points. What are those? What's that for?
happens?
So every single year we divvy up the lifeguards into teams because we like to be competitive and we like to make the job fun because it is a stressful job. So we do everything in our power to make it fun. And so anytime they do something good, we do team points. Okay. And we change the theme of the teams every single year. This year's Pokemon. Very fun. Okay. Last year was How to Train Your Dragon. So
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, you can get certain amount of points for each bead, and other department compliments is the highest one. So yeah.
Now we know. Now we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
I really am. I'm just gonna be out there for a night day.
Quickly before we move on to the next, talk to me about like an audit. What does that all entail, and like how have we done in the past, and when do those usually happen?
So with audits, I'm guessing you're talking about with
Ellis, yeah.
So they're unannounced, so they can come whenever during a month in the summer, and so typically they come about 3 times during the summer. They can do more, but that's typically what it is. So as the month goes on, we start to get a little more antsy about when they're
it's
showing
gonna
up.
come.
You're like, by the way, we have 10 more days in the month. They might show up. You know? But we typically do a pretty good job with audits. It's really important to me that we're keeping our park at the same standard that the rest of the industry is in, because we are a privately owned company. It's kind of hard to do that sometimes, you know, because you don't have as many connections, and it's not like a franchise, you know, like Six Flags or
Cedar Fair.
Yeah.
Those are Six Flags now, technically.
Yeah, they're kind of the same.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Great Wolf Lodge is another one. They're very interconnected, and so they have a very like set and consistent way of how they do things. Like for us, we're very unique, and there's not a lot of else facilities in this area, you know? And so being able to try to make sure that our park is at the same standard as everybody else and is consistent with the rest of the standard really helps with making those audits go smoothly. And that was something I kind of had to learn the hard way, like coming in as a manager and not always knowing what was expected of me, because nobody told me how I was supposed to do my job. And so like the first audit, I'll be honest, was kind of rough. Yeah, it was kind of rough because like I wasn't entirely sure paperwork wise how we were supposed to have things look, because there are certain like documents that need to look a certain way, or you need to use a certain template, and I learned that the hard way. So like
now we know.
Yeah. But like now we do a pretty good job. Like we're always at the meets or exceed standards. It kind of just depends on the month, because I would say like even if we're at a meets, we're like 1 guard observation away from an exceeds. So like it really just depends on the day, because we can have like a really good day and the auditor's not there, or they come on like a really busy day when it's like really hot, and so like the guards aren't at the top of their game, you know. And so it kind of just depends. It's really random sometimes, but I would say like we're still at that standard when it comes to the audits and stuff.
That's awesome. Hey, that's way better.
That's what we want.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to have
exactly.
I mean,
I've heard other water parks that might have those franchises not doing so great with their audits. So that's fantastic.
Not naming names on that one. Well, so I have a game for us to play.
Okay.
It's gonna be Dani versus Sarah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
I always get scared.
I'm gonna give you a clipboard.
Oh, girl, don't worry.
And I'm gonna give you a clipboard.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give you each a pen.
Okay.
Oh
Here we go. Here's a pen. Here's a pen. Okay. So, I guess my thought process behind this game was, what's one thing that makes a good lifeguard? Like, what's one important aspect of being a good lifeguard? And I would say, like, paying attention to detail. Would you say that's an important thing?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, good. I was right. So I'm scared right now. I have about a 40-second clip that I put together of like water park ambiance, and I'm gonna have 9 questions to ask you about this 40-second
Okay, so we have to
sound clip. So pay attention. And if you're listening at home, try to see if you can get better than these two.
So do I need to write things down as I'm listening?
No, you're not writing things down. You were just going to think in your head, and because you don't know what I'm going to ask, because afterwards, then I have the questions that I'm going to ask you, and then you're going to write them down, and then we're going to reveal them together.
Oh, no.
And see who gets the most points.
Okay.
Got it? Okay.
Whatever happens, I swear I'm good at my job.
And whatever happens, y'all been listening, and you know I'm not.
I feel like me as a lifeguard, like my reputation as a lifeguard is at stake.
This is literally how Justin felt. It was Justin.
Right.
Yeah, Justin was like, you guys.
Maybe. It's going to be fun.
Like, show me a Spot the Drowning video, and I'm there.
Yeah,
you know?
Gotcha. Well, here we go. Okay, here comes the clip.
Can I shut my eyes?
You can shut your eyes. Yeah, do what you need. Okay, that's it. You heard it? Yeah.
What I picked up.
Yeah, great. Okay. Question number 1.
Okay.
Did the Pollywog bucket dump its water? That is a yes or no question. So you got a 50% chance if you didn't hear it. Yeah. So we don't need to say maybe. Did you hear a baby crying? Question number 3 is, what is said at the 33-second mark? I'm sorry, I don't know how hard these are going to be because I built it. So
I was not counting.
How many dog barks did you hear? They're thinking. How many train whistles did you hear? Did you hear an eagle call?
I heard a crow.
I didn't ask about that. Did you hear an eagle call?
As long as you're not counting the crow as an eagle.
I know what the difference is. How many lifeguard whistles were blown?
Ooh. Oh, shoot. I think whoops.
How many crow caws were there? How many times were the words grab on said?
Oh, it wasn't grandma? Oh, I thought it was grandma.
No, it wasn't grandma.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
That's 9. So we're going to go with 9.
Okay.
Here we go. So the first one is, did the Pollywog bucket dump its water? What did you say, Dani?
I said yes.
Yes.
Correct? Yes. Yes is right. Yay. And I guess the only reason I know that is because the ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I was just like, oh, this is Pollywog.
Yep. Actually, it was a lazy river. I know.
Oh.
But we were right next to Pollywog, so you can get there.
Same
Okay.
thing.
Did you hear a baby crying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2. Correct. Ding, ding, ding. I need to get my ding, ding, dings out. Correct. Okay. How many dog barks did you hear?
What about number 3?
Oh, what's number 3? Oh, yes. Number 3. What is said at the 33-second mark?
I put grab on. I
Hello?
wasn't sure.
I mean, technically it's hi, so I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Hi, yes.
It woke me up from my slumber.
Yeah, because it's super loud.
I was like,
it's like,
whoa.
hi. Okay. How many dog barks did you hear, Dani?
I heard 0.
I heard 0.
Good job. You both got it. 0. There were none.
I would have heard a dog bark. You know
Yeah,
me.
I figured.
Gaslight us.
How many
Right?
train whistles? Train whistles.
I put 5.
I put 2.
It was 4. Oh,
that's pretty
you're
close.
in between.
Yeah.
So, no.
Dang.
Yeah. Sorry. Was there an eagle call?
No.
Good job. You got that one right.
Yay.
Hopefully you're grading your own, right? Because I'm not. How many lifeguard whistle blows?
I put 4.
I put 7 to 8. It just kept going.
I know. Yeah. Right.
Kept going, so I had to guess.
The correct answer was 6.
Oh,
Dang. 6.
Okay. So right in the middle again.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said 4.
4, and you said 7.
Mm-hmm.
She was closer.
7 to 8.
7 to 8, but okay. How many bird or how many crow caws?
I just heard that.
How many did you put?
Was that 1 or 2? Would
Did
that
you-
I put 4.
It was 3.
It was 3.
3. Yes, 3. And the last question is, how many times was grab on said?
I put 4.
I put 2.
2 was right.
Oh,
2
dang.
was right. Good job. So we're gonna
Only
total.
because I thought it was grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah.
Grandma.
Grandma.
Okay, so what do we have? How many did you
1, 2,
tally it
3,
up?
4, 5, 6.
6 versus.
I got 4.
Oh, Sarah. Sarah was the winner. Sarah's the winner. That's okay. That was not
Only
a
because
real
there were
lifeguard.
the animal noises.
That's
like,
true.
I will notice animal noises, even though I got the crows wrong. But
Yes, the
yeah,
animal noises is
Yeah.
definitely what got you.
that was geared towards me.
Yes, it was a little bit. I had to help you out a little bit.
You did. You did.
So-
Thank you, Jordan, for not making me look completely foolish.
Okay, and here is our inside scoop.
Inside scoop. So, Dani, what is your super secret insider tip to help make our guests' Boulder Beach experience go just a little bit better? Okay, a lot better.
I would say, okay, so when it comes to chairs, so
Good one. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
you're not gonna hear this anywhere else.
Yeah.
So chairs are definitely something that people really want at the beginning of the day. And usually people are grabbing this chair that they see like as soon as they see it, you know? And so like chairs at Polywog they pick them up, take them to Southwave, you know? Generally we have chairs in every single area of the park. So it's a lot better if you pick an area of the park, like you have a plan of where you want to sit in the park, there's going to be chairs in that area.
Yeah.
So definitely it'll save you a lot of time and it'll save your kids from having to carry
Yeah,
the
right. Chair across
the
the park.
parents are like, grab those chairs,
Yeah,
you
go.
know? They're like, we're not doing it, you are. I would say like pick an area of the park. There are chairs in that area. And it'll save you a lot of time and stress. And I would say like the farther in you go, the more chairs there are because people are grabbing chairs as soon as they see them. So the more into the park you go, there's going to be more chairs available to you.
Yeah, that makes
So.
sense.
And we got more chairs this year. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's great.
That is correct.
That is good.
Yeah, we're actually placing them this week. So
Okay, placing them. What do you mean?
we're going to be having 2 different designs of chairs. So the new chairs that we have this year, we're going to be placing in the South Wave area. And then we'll have the older chairs kind of in the North Wave area.
Okay.
So it'll be based off of like each area.
Yeah.
Where
Nice.
chairs are going. So they're not just like everywhere.
If you're coming to the park, like just on an off day, if you come to the park on your off day, where's your place that you like to set your stuff? Like, where's your prime spot to set up camp for the day?
Well, normally
I
I'm-
want to tell my secret.
Yeah.
Normally I don't go into the water.
Okay, gotcha. Wow. Okay.
I mean, like, I'm there all the time. But if I had to pick, I would probably pick. I'm going to have to say probably the grassy area just past North Wave. There's usually not as many people over there. I would say, like, the farther north you go, there's less people. So
Well, I think
Yeah.
that's a spot that there's a lot of shade up there too, which is nice.
there is, yeah, and grass.
So I'll give a double scoop. I think one thing that people don't really realize is like if you really want that beach vibe, there's sand.
There is.
There is sand that you can come and park on the lazy river. So if you go onto the lazy river island out there, there's a sand spot and people can come and like if that's your spot to stay and then put your feet in the nice sand. That's
Heck yeah.
great.
Yep. And it's pretty secluded too.
Very secluded, yeah, and you're really close to the Cove, which is your float up bar. So come on.
Win-win.
Honestly, you're close to everything because it's a very central location of the water park.
Well, there's not a lot of people that go. I mean, you have people floating by you all day, but you don't have a lot of foot traffic because there's not a lot of people going down that way because you're on the island.
Exactly.
So I would say that's a good spot. I would also say the trees over by Riptide Racer up there on that little hill is a good spot as well because
100%.
That's where we set up our camp, and now no one take it, please, because we like to be there.
Yeah. You don't see a lot of people camping up there for sure.
Yeah,
that's great.
What about the little hidden table?
Oh, the hidden cabana
over by Avalanche.
Oh, that's secluded. You want secluded?
There's your triple
They're
scoop.
secluded.
I did forget about that.
Yeah, that's a good one. So you're heading towards Avalanche, and right at the end of that first.
You have to go down the exit.
Yeah.
You have to go down the exit, which feels a little awkward, but there's one. That's open cabana. That's it's like a shade structure, but it is very secluded.
And it's also surrounded by trees.
Yes.
So
shady, nice.
I would say that grassy area too over there is probably a good place to camp too, because not very many. I don't think anybody really camps there. So.
Yeah.
Quadruple scoop.
Quadruple scoop.
Yeah,
we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
Well.
I guess that's it. Dani, thank you so much for joining us, and you're gonna have an amazing season. If y'all see Dani out there, make sure to say hello. How tall are you? I have to ask.
I'm 5'10".
She looks way taller than 5'10". Maybe it's just because I'm 5'3", but man, So go say hi to Dani. She's the one running the show out there. Make sure to compliment all your lifeguards on their great job, and we will see you at the park. If you want to be our next loyal listener, make sure to sign up on our website at silverwoodthemepark.com/podcast, and we just might be calling you next. And that's a wrap on this week's ride. Thanks for tuning in to the Silverwood Show. If you had a blast, make sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share the fun with your fellow thrill seekers. Got a question, story, or suggestion? Send it our way to podcast@silverwoodthemepark.com for a chance to be featured in our Mail Train segment. Until next time, keep your hands and feet inside the podcast and stay thrilling.
Let's go again! Silverwood, come join